Now it's on the proper screen. Now we're good to go.
Now we don't have to cut the VOD.
God damn it. Alright, folks. Here I am. Nope. What is going on here? Am I lagging out? Hello? Tess, can you hear me?
Hello? Yes? We're good. We're here. We're live.
My screen's not moving, though! I'm not, like, lagged out because I can click and stuff. I can hear myself hitting F10. What is happening now? Is the game playing?
Yes.
It's not playing. Go open the stream. What is happening right now? Like, what the fuck? I can. You can hear me hit F10. I got Control Delete. Maybe will that fix it?
Dude, yeah, no. Huck just set his probe down to build the pylon.
What the fuck?
Nope. It just froze from. Yep, you're lagging out.
Oh nope. Now I'm at the achievement screen. What's up? What's up, bitches?
Stuff.
You know, we're just gonna keep that in the VOD, because why the fuck not? Guys, welcome to Star Station. This is Rifkin. I'm casting with EG.HUK. And spotted here in the top left corner of the map, it's playing for Evil Geniuses, HUK, the Red Protoss.
And in the bottom right corner of the map, we do have playing for Quantic. His name is Massan. And I think I keep pronouncing that wrong. But anyways.
I'd have to ask her. I think it's Massan. You probably say it however you like, as long as you don't pronounce it like so incredibly badly. That's like, where did you get that name from? But guys, ignoring the weird technical difficulties we had, this is a ladder match. This has not been viewed yet by myself or Curtis. We don't know. Like, this is the great thing. When I get replays from players, I specifically ask them to send me ones I wasn't watching on the stream for. That way it's like, this could be interesting, it could be bad. I have no flipping clue. And the good thing here, too, is we talked about last time before
we could end up with a proxy gateway in the natural, huh, Rifkin?
Yeah, maybe at this point, who knows? Sage. But one big thing here I want to point out is we talked about a little bit before we had to restart the replay. HUK has been doing a lot of all-ins on ladder. Now, this is for any various number of reasons, practice, hiding builds, etc. But on this map, on this star station, we have the Forge opener. So I'm expecting the Nexus to come up shortly after, and we'll have to see where he goes from there, because Massan actually doesn't even want to deal with the natural. He already knows what's coming. He's just going to go straight to the third. But of course, that is... Has he scouted that yet? Yes. No, he hasn't. His Overlord's not quite gotten there. Sorry, I'm so distracted from that stupid technical problem.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I understand. So, one thing I'm looking forward to seeing here in the next few moments is whether or not HUK decides to go for that 7-gate that I know specifically he's a huge fan of in this matchup. So, will we see like a 7-gate all-in, or will it be something more considered standard all-in, involving Immortals, Sentries, that sort of thing that we've seen in the past? Not necessarily the Immortal Sentry all-in, the choo-choo train, but something along those lines.
You know, you're talking about this all-in with the gates. One thing I want to harken to, the coolest I won't even know if you really classify as an all-in. I've seen Maxed do a 2-base 5-gate rush with mostly sentries. I'm seriously talking like 2 zealots, mostly sentries, and then he hallucinates a lot of units. Like, he hallucinates a lot of zealots to go with the real ones. And it works so well versus Zerg, like, only if they're unprepared for it, because, like, hallucinations, who uses those, right? So, not that HUK would be doing that here per day, but every time I see early gates, if I see the 2 bases early like this, I cross my fingers and I'm like, I want to see someone do the max head build, because it's so cool and so different.
Right. Actually, how sick would that be at a tournament? You want to talk about mind games? Like, we're talking that's hardcore day 9 level mind games almost, to reference a favorite community figure. But more importantly, we do see standard coming out of Massan, whose name sounds like something from The Lion King.
Massan!
Yeah, right. It's almost on Simba level. If you don't know already, we have some various replays from a player named Simba, and we have some interesting intros for him. But we do see Cybernetics Core coming down now, and hopefully we'll be seeing the tech of his
I imagine it's going to be a robo coming up after this. He's positioned himself to put a pylon here, yeah. So, I mean, this is a perfect place for 5-6 gateways if you want to hide it from the Overlords initially. I mean, I can't really see HUK going for Stargates off this. His gases are slightly delayed with the natural. 2 gases the main, fully mining. To me, this really smells like the Immortals.
Right, and we do see Sentry now coming out, standard, it's standard in the sense that it means that he's not going to be aggressive with the 2nd unit, but it definitely keeps him safe, as we do see the 1 Zealot walking across the map.
And it might sync this up with a really nice timing, not +1, but when he goes for that +2, if he decides to chrono this out, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Massan, look at what he's got. His gas is also very late, but that's more responsive. He hasn't needed anything on the field. He saw the Forge fast expanded. Every Zerg player at this point in the game knows, oh, okay, this means we got about 9 minutes before anything happens. But you know what, Curtis? I was completely wrong. We got the Stargate.
We got the Stargate. Ooh, Huck wanting to show off a little bit of his multitasking. He has been known in the past to be one of the faster Protoss players out there on ladder. So it'll be interesting to see if how well he controls the multitude of not just his Stargate units, but also his macro back home.
I am perplexed. This
Tell me your problems, child.
I mean, okay, every Protoss player knows at this point, this kind of this checker type move where you go Phoenixes, so he goes Hydras, so you go Colossus, so he goes Swarm Hosts and Vipers, and it becomes this real big cluster F in the late game. I wonder if that's what Huck's planning for here, because that could, I mean, if you're going to play macro against Massan, it's not going to be the easiest thing. He's actually a really talented Zerg player, and he's going to be able to keep up with you every step of the way. And I got to say, he's one of the only North American players I know of that really, not abuse, but utilize Swarm Hosts to their correct potential.
Well, this is interesting building placement here from Huck, as we do see the first Phoenixes coming out.
Probably 2 more gates in front of the cannons.
Yeah, but still, like, you don't see that from the average person. Most people they'll put down, they always end up surrounding one cannon at this third, because it's so hard to get defense of buildings here with the layout of the third being so open. But you normally don't see 2 cannons, so that's why I found it a little bit interesting and peculiar. But we do see Phoenixes now out, as we've been talking about. And
there's I mean, with the Phoenixes revealed, we saw my son actually start pumping Roaches out, and that's actually quite an interesting choice because he knows Phoenixes are not going to deal with him effectively. And getting the Stargate like that, Huck doesn't have a lot on the field. I mean, he's got cannons at the third, that's great, but look at the natural. All he's got to do is bust the 1 cannon with the Roaches, and then what's he got to defend? Sentries?
Right. We do see Blink now coming out with +2 attack, so we could see a timing push where he has Blink +2, that sort of thing. But as you said, the sentries are just not going to be effective versus these Roaches, and these Roaches could find a positioning to attack this Nexus with, or at least the probes.
They can circumvent the cannons if they want, but instead they're going to bust them down because, of course, they have so much damage. But, oh my goodness, picking up 2 of the Roaches, Photon overcharge on the rest. This will drive Massan back out of the third, but might drive him towards the natural.
Here he goes. He does go towards that natural, but now there's been Warpins. We do see the sentries, the force fields come down. The Roaches are getting heavily damaged.
Zerglings are getting connected, though. 2 sentries.
And we are
3 sentries! Oh, yeah!
Gets the third one. He pulls back. Smart move from Massan to not overstay his welcome, because things get a little bit hairy in those situations.
Now, Massan definitely got the bad end of the stick there, but he's able to get the sentry. So now, in the middle of the field, this nice wide open area, this is the perfect place for his Zerg to fight. And without force fields available, these Lings are just going to get in and surround this last sentry.
The Zerglings are going after the sentry. A sentry will fall here, Rifkin, and we do see it head towards the natural.
Now, Mothership Core doesn't have energy to overcharge. It doesn't even have energy to Time Warp. In fact, the Roach is just going to bust down the pylon and let Massan sneak into the main if he can. No, instead going to take the fort.
To kill off this army.
Oh, and he gets the surround on the Stalkers. Blink's not quite done yet. They can't quite escape.
Right, but that was a great point you made earlier about the Mothership Core. It can't help out in this fight. Now, we are roughly 10 seconds away from that happening, but will this third still be here when that happens, as Massan is just rallying?
A Time Warp won't even help him. I mean, look what's on the field. He needs a Photon Overcharge, and he's so far off of that. He wouldn't even save the Nexus at this point. This base is just dead. There's 2 Mach here. Massan, look at the stream of blue coming across the field. Lings, Roaches, oh my, everything is coming to the third, and Huck has got 4 Phoenixes and a Mothership Core. This is like the worst composition he could have to deal with what Massan is sending.
Right, and also Massan, such an intelligent player, setting up for this transition. He's begun producing 6 drones. He's begun getting upgrades again. He has a Hydralisk then. We do see Void Rays out now, trying to focus down the
why is he leaving his Roaches here? This is blowing my mind. He's just like asking to die slowly, but...
YOLO Roaches. Anyways, we do see one Immortal does get out.
But it's actually stuck in the cannon, so it's not going to be able to retreat if the Roaches push into this.
Right, and we do see, I would say it's almost a wasted Photon Overcharge because that was so late to go down. Now, granted, it was when he had energy, but in the battle, the Zerg had already disengaged. We do see that the creep spread is getting out there. It's not where you would expect some of the highest
It's not out of hand,
Zergs.
but it's where it needs to be. Yeah, there's so many Zerg players who... It's the cut above the rest that spread creep well versus Protoss. A lot choose not to because how easy it is to clean up. So it's kind of like, why waste my time, why waste my micro? But Massan doing so, I love that. It's a way of asserting your dominance even.
Yeah. And I would say it's just the keeping keeping the eyes on a Protoss without keeping eyes on them, because you know where they're not.
I just saw
And we
your
do
snipe
see,
off 2
ooh,
Phoenixes immediately.
beautiful snipes. We do see just now the range finishes for Hydras. Now they don't have speed, so it's going to take a bit. But Massan trading so effectively there, and once again, the intelligent thing is that he did expand. He didn't try to overpress the issue, which is a common theme for foreigners to do specifically. That's one thing that I recently learned is that in Kespa, one of the things that they teach you is when you win a battle, to expand and economically crush your opponent, because it doesn't matter in that situation, you're always winning. And it's no damage to you, it can only help you. As we do see another engagement here, but the Roaches are out of position. But that's
They're gonna get here. I mean, look at the supply difference right now. It is 193 to 117. Massan's going to lose a lot of units, but he's in a position where he can just pressure behind this. The Force Fields are going to zone out most of this army. Same with that Time Warp, but I mean, it's so many Hydras and so many Roaches. I kind of feel like HUK, if he holds, the reinforcement wave will kill him. This doesn't look like a winnable situation for HUK, but he's got the capability of taking on this first wave at the very least. We'll see what he can do with the follow-up.
The issue is that his upgrades are good. That is the
It's
one thing HUK has going for. He has +3 on the way. And this is also not a good concave situation, so we see good force fields coming down here from HUK. We see the Immortals in the back beginning to do work versus these Roaches as they push on
but
forward.
the Void Rays will go down.
The Void Rays do go down.
And he really needed those Void Rays. Now, Zealots are still actually doing a great job of meat grinding those Hydralisks, but back up into the cannons, HUK. You gotta back up into the cannons, use every advantage you can get. The last Immortal is gonna go down, and GG is called.
Well played by Massan. Intelligent decision making in those games. Good moments of smelling blood in the water is how I'd call it, and just going for it. But well played by Massan. Just a great game.